Welcome to my talk. Today I'm going to be teaching you and talking to you about how to enhance your rest. Now, learning how to enhance your rest is one of the key drivers to enhance performance, enhanced longevity, and improved health. So take note today, across the next 10, 15, 20 minutes or so, about all the little things you can do in your life that's going to help you have a huge impact and change in your performance, recovery, and therefore health. Now, one of the biggest misconceptions that is out there is that recovery and rest are the same two things. They are extremely different, and the two are not directly correlated. Rest is the process with which your body will build, rebuild, repair. This allows for correct recovery. Recovery does not allow for correct rest. Now, rest and a lack of rest is heavily linked in later studies, especially from Stanford, that show how an overstress, overuse, and a lack of rest, aka people that are working over 50 to 55 hours a week, have a decrease in neurological performance, cognitive performance, and therefore intelligence in performance. And it just shows how important it is for you to learn how to rest. Because one of the biggest mistakes I see people do is they don't achieve the result they want and they just do more of the same thing. I'm trying to lose more weight, therefore I will do more training. I'm not losing weight, therefore I will train more. I am not losing weight while I'm eating less, therefore I will eat even less. Now, the reality that then comes into play for a lot of people is this overdo, do more, do more, do more, hustle more, do more, does not allow for the body to rest. And when we rest is when key things happen. Now, one of the most important markers of rest is having good quality sleep. Now, latest studies in the performance world shows if a professional footballer has less than 8.1 hours of sleep a day, they have 170% increased chance of injury. That's huge. In a world where today people are being pushed to do more, do more, do more, do more distractions, more this, more that, people are sleeping less and less. And we're wondering why we're injured easier, we're getting sick easier. It's because we are not resting. And the first most important thing to good rest is good quality sleep. Because when we sleep is when a lot of our hormones will start to regulate. It's when, for example, growth hormone is produced. So if you're not sleeping well, your body's not going to produce growth hormone naturally, which is a huge important element for the repair of your cells. So how do you improve your sleep? Now, one of the key things to improving sleep that people do not do is removing electronic devices from their life once the sun goes down. After sunset, you have to limit blue light exposure to as close to zero as possible, especially something like a phone screen, TV screen, laptop, and any form of screen, which is having a high flicker, high activity, high change, and it's forcing your brain and your eyes to engage in something which is not natural. That affects your brain, which then affects the hormones being released or the signals released from your brain, which affects your hormones, which then means you cannot rest and sleep properly. Because instead of your body's natural calming down, where cortisol will go down, melatonin will start to naturally come up, the blue light entering your eyes creates a stimulus to your brain, signaling that it's still daytime and it is not time for melatonin production. So instead of having a healthy sleep, you just pass out from exhaustion, and the two things are very, very different. And they will have very different patterns on your brain, on your hormone release, and then your ability to rest. So one of the biggest things you can do is once the sun goes down, no more electronic devices. If you do not have the self-discipline to accomplish that, at least do it for the last hour before bedtime. So if you're planning to go to bed at 10 p.m., from 9 p.m., no more. Turn off, remove, throw away. Do not engage with electronic devices for at least 1 hour prior to bedtime. This will increase your quality of sleep, which will increase your body's ability to rest. Now, the second factor, and this is a surprising one for a lot of people, that makes a huge difference to the body's ability to rest is actually water. Water quality is huge. In fact, it's probably the next new gold. It's the next new saffron. It's the next new high commodity for the elite of society to get genuine, good quality natural water. There is a huge difference between bottled water, tap water, and natural mineral water. The three will react very differently in your body. They will react very differently with your cells. In part, a huge amount of that is to do with the different electrolytes and minerals found within water. It's why electrolytes are so popular. However, not all electrolytes are the same because not all sodium is the same, not all magnesium is the same, not all potassium is the same. They're all bound elements onto something, and what they're bound onto makes a huge difference. And then purity of ingredients, that's a different topic. But the mineral status of your water drastically affects your body's ability to rehydrate correctly. Now, like a fun fact, albeit slightly useless. Sparkling water has a 1% higher rate of hydration than flat water. Now, why do I say that? It's just to highlight not all water is the same and not all water will hydrate your body the same. Now, dehydration, if a body is 5% dehydrated, so if an athlete is 5% dehydrated, that means let's say their normal weight is 100 kilos and they've lost 90 down to 95 kilos due to a lack of water, there is a 20% reduction in performance. That's huge. 5% dehydration actually isn't that much for your average human being because most people are entering life already dehydrated. So choosing a wise water source in your life is an actual essential component to being able to achieve good quality rest. Because if your cells are not hydrated correctly, your cells will not function correctly. It's a biochemical impossibility. And if your cells are not working correctly, nothing else in your body will be able to work correctly because everything is misfiring due to a simple aspect of dehydration, which all comes down to the water you choose to drink. So always the best source you could always have is a natural high altitude mineral water from a glass bottle. That's always going to be one of the best ones, unless you have a mountain spring on your garden. Now, outside of that being your choice, which most people cannot afford, the biggest issue you then have is contaminants. Contaminants have huge issues associated with neurology issues, physiological issues, and endocrine disrupting issues. Contaminants are not just plastic from bottles. Now, fun fact, water, and let's just use asbestos. Asbestos particles can go as low as 0.003 microns. That's tiny. Your highest level water filter only tends to go to 1 micron. Now, asbestos is just one example of many chemicals that are easily found in today's water streams. You know, there are some states in America where tap water and bottled water has been found to have radioactive substances within them. So this is a hard thing to understand, that water is a direct source of life and taking it away based upon the choice you have. So I always recommend from water, from the best point, if you cannot afford glass bottles from a mountain source, is to use a gravity mineral filter. Personally, we use a Berkey filter. We've gone through all of the different variables, all of the different experiments, and we have found that to be second to none. It removes all of the issues with water and restores water to a healthy, normal state. But take water as a serious thing in your battle to improve rest and therefore achieve a better performance, better health, and a better quality of life. The third big thing that helps with improving your rest so that your performance can increase is actually breathing. The way we breathe makes such a huge difference to everything in our body. Now, I used to have one jiu-jitsu athlete come to me, black belt, world champion. He had a shoulder injury and he couldn't get his arm to come up to here without pain. Did a basic assessment on him, taught him to breathe correctly, and then boom, his shoulder was all the way up without pain. Why? Because of years of training and stress breathing up through his shoulders and into his chest, his AC joint just got bunged up. So once I taught him to belly breathe, bring down his stress response, suddenly the pain in his shoulder disappeared. Now, breathing goes so much further than just, of course, shoulder pain. The way you breathe directly impacts your sympathetic versus parasympathetic nervous systems, aka your stress response or your rest response. So learning how to control your breathing in through your nose, out through your mouth in a slow, controlled state into your belly, not your chest, is essential. I know no one wants to have a great big Santa belly, and that's why everyone sucks in and breathes in through their chest in this silly stress response because I'm trying to look jacked and look skinny. But that's not the way the body was designed. We were designed to have a relaxed shoulders, relaxed chest, with our stomachs coming out and our stomachs coming in, because that's a normal, relaxed state of breathing. Breathing also links to the way we talk. Being hijacked up, like, oh my gosh, like your Looney Tunes character, also is a sign of you're not actually resting. Your body's just jacked up and you're jacked up and you're jacked up and you're jacked up, and that's why there are so many other issues in your life. You may look good, doesn't mean everything's good inside. So learning how to breathe is essential. Learning how to belly breathe, doing some belly breathing time, taking time out just to sit, lie down and focus on slow, controlled, deep breaths in through your nose, out through your mouth, into your belly, will make a huge difference. It's been shown to decrease resting heart rate, increase HRV, improve vagal tone. Just a simple thing like learning how to breathe correctly. Never mind shoulders. Now, other things that have been shown to drastically help improve rest is neurostimulations. So my go-to is also a dolphin neurostimulation. And this is something I frequently use with clients and recommend for clients to buy their own one, is because it can help instantly improve your heart rate variability scores. Now, for those of you that don't know, the higher your HRV, the better quality of health you're in. The lower your HRV, the sicker you are. When I used to compete in CrossFit, I used to do HRV tracking as part of managing my training. This is like more than 10 years ago. Like, I've been in this HRV game a long time. Everyone's only starting it now with Whoop. I'm like, bro. Anyway, my HRV used to sit high 90s, 100, low 100s on a good day. On a day when, let's say, I'd done some not so kosher things, my HRV would be down at 44. Now, HRV is an extremely important. It shows how balanced your parasympathetic and sympathetic nervous system is, or how much rest you've actually had. So learning how to improve that simple, now easily measurable metric is one of the ways you can drastically improve. And doing some form of neurostimulation, like a dolphin neurostimulation, where you're hitting your vagus nerve, you're hitting some calming points, can drastically improve your body's ability to rest. and it's essential for your health, for your longevity, and for your performance that you learn how to rest, not just recover. And the latest one that I like to recommend for people is red light therapy. Studies show that red light therapy between 600 nanometers and about 1000 or 1010 nanometers has a direct photomodulation response on your mitochondrial cells. And it does that by activating your mitochondrial cytochrome C oxidase, which basically increases the amount of ATP found within your mitochondria. Red light therapy has also been shown to be anti-inflammatory and also increase blood flow. Now, these are all great things when it comes down to the name of rest. You want your inflammation to be down. You want the blood flow through your body to be good, because that allows for correct flushing through your lymphatic system. It allows for correct detoxification. It allows for correct nutrient delivery. You want for your cells to be high in ATP, that they may work and activate correctly to pull cells, to pull nutrients in, to pull toxins out, to repair, to recover. So using red light therapy is also an essential and great way to increase your body's ability to rest. Now, one of the top things you can do in a simple takeaway package to improve your body's ability to rest is, before you sleep, remove blue light. Plug yourself in to a vagus nerve stimulator while lying underneath some red light. At the same time, take a timer for 15 to 30 minutes where you focus on belly breathing and relaxing. And if you put all of those things together, your sleep quality will drastically increase. And if you do that continually, day in, day out, your chance of injury disappears or goes down. Your body is now resting, your health gets better, your performance gets better, and therefore your longevity has now been improved. So I hope this video has helped you. Please like, please comment, please subscribe, and please share with anyone who needs to learn how to rest. And if you want help booking a customized solution for yourself, please send me a message and inquire to book in a consultation. Happy resting, guys.